Hey, what's up, guys? This is Blair Bryngelson. Welcome to my channel. Today, I wanted to record a little video about product development, prototyping. A little bit, it's going to be a short one, but I wanted to give a little background on what it took me to get where I'm at with my current product, the Spoonie Pillow. Um, Anyone that's new here, this is my current product I'm getting ready to launch. It's called the Spoonie Pillow. It is a tubular arm pillow that you wear on your arm. It's for arm sleepers. It's also for cuddling with your loved one. You can use it with your pet. You can use it while you're on the go traveling. Mothers can use it for breastfeeding. There's all kinds of cool things, cool ways to use it. Super soft, super comfortable. This fabric that I found is really a special fabric, and it's just amazing. It's really comfortable. So um, I'm excited to launch that product in the next couple of months. So I wanted to give a little background on what it takes to get there. From a high level, what if you've got a new idea, you've got a new product, something you're looking at launching, you usually know, you don't know where to start. No one ever does. I mean, that's very common. And so you want to be thinking about it like this. You need to get to a place where you have what's called an MVP, minimum viable product. That goes whether you're making an app, whether you're making a pillow, anything that you're looking to launch, you need an MVP. Kind of like the lowest version of a product that you're comfortable, having and testing and getting feedback. You want user feedback. You want to touch it yourself. You want to play with it yourself. You need to understand what you got right. You need to understand what you got wrong. So you need an MVP. Um, and what it looks like to get there is very different depending on what you're making, right? Obviously, if you're making an app or even a website, um, the players involved, the things you'll need a web designer, a web developer. You'll need image assets. You'll need a domain name. You'll need a hosting service. You might need animations. You might need sound design, a user experience person. If you're building a pillow, um, that's a very different process, right? Then you're going to be utilizing somebody that does manufacturing and cut and sew. You're going to be you need to find the materials, the foam, the fabric on the outside. In my case, it also has a hidden zipper here, so it can be removed and it can be washed. Um, but to get to the point where you know everything that your product needs, you've got to just start trying something. You got to start building something. So a great place to start prototyping your product is to go to someone that's done something similar. In my case, I had this idea many years back. I found a padded case for I think it was a bong or like a water pipe or a bubbler or something. I was in a store, I was looking for stuff. I was looking for something that was kind of like what I wanted. And I found this sort of corduroy blue patched um, case. And it was close enough to what I envisioned in my head that I could actually start giving that. So I took that, gave that to a buddy of mine that was a designer. He uh, he actually then created this drawing, because you want to start building assets too, right? You need to be able to visualize what you have and what you're making. You need to be able to show other people. Buddy of mine made this, did a really good job, and that was close to the look of the padded thing that I found, and also incorporated the elements of what I wanted my product to be. So I found this padded case. That was the start of my prototyping process. Then I literally, it's like, everybody says, where do you start? What do you do? You just start making phone calls. You start knocking on doors. You start asking people for help. So I went, and I live in Denver, Colorado. I went down to the manufacturing district. I think so. I had a few connections because I've done this before. So I made a couple calls to some people that I worked with many years prior, told them what I was doing. I think I called a company that makes pillows. I set up a meeting. I went down there, showed them that picture. I brought that padded case, told them what I was interested in doing, and they pointed me in another direction. They sent me to somebody else. And then I think that company sent me to someone else. But ultimately, I landed at the company that is currently manufacturing the Spoonie pillows today. And they're also so that brings up another good point, right? You could certainly outsource this stuff overseas, save some money, maybe lose some quality, certainly lose some quality control. You don't have, boots on the ground. You don't have somebody over there at the factory in Asia monitoring what's going on. You can't shake somebody's hand or check in on the process, but you can save money. And if that's important to you, then I might recommend looking into a third party broker that manages relationships and will manage the process for you and be your voice on the ground while you're prototyping and going through the iteration process to get your product to where you're comfortable with it moving forward. In my case, I prefer having one-on-one. I like to meet and know the people that I'm working with. I like to build relationships. And so I pay a premium for manufacturing my product in Denver, and my customer will pay a little bit more than they might if I was outsourcing this to Asia. But to me, it's well worth it. The quality of this product is very high. The stitching is extremely high. The fabric, the finish, the details, everything about this thing is very well made. You might not get that if you go overseas. In fact, you probably won't. Also, you're going to have order minimums. You're going to have to potentially fill an entire shipping container of your product, which will be sent over on a boat. So now you're also talking additional shipping times, several weeks, at least a month probably, to get your container in the port of like Los Angeles or New Jersey or somewhere. So those are trade-offs. You deal with that a lot when you're talking about manufacturing and prototyping. There's always trade-offs. Time, cost, and quality are like the three things, right? So back to the MVP. You want to get your prototype to a place that you can get feedback. It's not a product you're going to launch. Your MVP is not your final product you're going to launch, but it's something that you can ask around. You can get friends and family feedback. You can even take pictures. You can send and email stuff, and then it's just a jump off point, right? So you got to start somewhere, and to get that prototype started, I literally, it's just, there's no secret sauce. There's no big giant like secret process on how to do this. You just start asking people for help. The other, big thing that brings up is intellectual property rights. And so, patents, trademarks, copyright, all that stuff. It's a big concern. And as an inventor, your intellectual property, your ideas are kind of your secret sauce. And it's easy to get caught up in not wanting to tell anybody about what you're doing. I've done it that way for a long time, where I keep everything really close to the vest and don't share anything with anybody. Make everybody sign a non-disclosure agreement. Man, I'm really split on this one. It's tough. You have to just use your judgment on who you're sharing information with. Think about it like for the most part, most people you're going to tell about your dream, your $1 million idea, they don't want to steal your product. They don't care. In fact, most people that you get feedback from are going to naysay your thing. And so that's kind of a piece of advice to keep in mind. When you're sharing your concept, your dream, your idea with people, most people are going to tell you why it's a stupid idea, straight up. But keep in mind that your unique experiences in life, your unique, purchasing habits, everything that you've done in your world, in your, very unique experience, adds up to a complete picture of why you have had this idea, you had the light bulb moment, you believe in the vision, it's your vision, and you got to just trust in it. I have a million ideas and things on the back burner that I've wanted to do for a long time. The ideas that I believe I want to move forward with are ones that I kind of sit on, I shelve them. If they keep coming back to me over the course of weeks and months and sometimes years, and I can't shake the idea, that's when I start to give it some credibility. That's when I start to do some additional vetting, and I look online. Are there competitors? Have someone done this before? I personally like to jump into stuff that's totally original. I don't like to go into a market that has really competitors, but it's very hard to find a place that has no competitors. It's almost impossible. Um, so anyways, back to the intellectual property thing. You want to you want to you need opportunities. You need help. You need you need people to connect the dots for you. You need people that are in an industry that does what you're trying to do. You need their help. You need them to point you in the right direction. You need them to tell things that to you that you have no idea about. You don't know what you don't know, right? So you need to lean on the professionals in the industries, to an extent. Now, when I say most people don't want to steal your thing, and that's true. However, you are going to come across people that might steal your thing. Um, and there's no real rule of thumb on how to protect against this. But if there's somebody that is an entrepreneurial type of person and they have the means to potentially move quickly on something, and they're maybe better suited than you are to do your thing, you better be careful. You better either sign an NDA, or honestly, better yet, don't even tell them what you're doing, because it's very hard to enforce NDAs. Sure, you can do it, but who has the interest or the money to go, sue somebody or go spend time in litigation dealing with some NDA, non-disclosure breach? It's like, who has the energy for that? So you just got to use your judgment is what I would recommend there. So I know it's nothing that I'm saying is rocket science. Again, I'm just trying to give little pieces of information, little gems that I've learned along the way. When it comes to making your prototype, when it comes to getting your idea moving, you want to gain some traction, you just start talking to people. You start asking, you go to the people that have done it before or done something similar before, and you start to just build relationships. Ask for advice. Tell them what you want to do, and you'd be surprised at how helpful some people will be for you. So that's what I have for today. Thanks again for watching my video. And if you're interested in following my product launch, the Spoonie Pillow, you can follow the Spoonie Pillow on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, at Spoonie Pillow. All right, thanks. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.